What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and ring that bell so you never miss a hot take or deep dive into the world of basketball. Today, we're talking about something that's been buzzing around the NBA trade rumor mill, Nikola Vucevic and the Chicago Bulls. Yes, that's right, the Bulls are reportedly looking to move their veteran center, but the twist here is they're reportedly asking for a lot in return. The question is, are they asking too much? Are the Bulls overvaluing Vucevic, or is there a legitimate reason why they're holding out for such a high price? Let's dive in. Before we get into the trade rumors and the drama, let's take a moment to talk about who Nikola Vucevic is and why he's a key piece in these trade talks. Vucevic, at 33 years old, is an experienced and skilled center who has been in the league since 2011. He's been a steady presence for the Bulls since being traded to Chicago in 2021. The guy can score, he can rebound, and while his defense isn't elite, he's still more than capable in the post and on pick-and-roll defense. Over the years, Vucevic has averaged a double-double, with impressive career stats of 17.7 points and 10.0 rebounds per game over his 13-year NBA career. On offense, Vucevic is versatile. He can shoot from beyond the arc, averaging around 35% for his career from three-point range. He's also known for his excellent passing for a big man, with the ability to facilitate in the half-court offense. His skills as a stretch five make him a valuable asset to any team looking to improve their offense and have a skilled center who can do it all, from setting screens to pulling defenders out of the paint. But why are the Bulls looking to move him now? Is Vucevic still the missing piece for the Bulls, or is Chicago ready to turn the page on the veteran big man? To understand the trade rumors surrounding Vucevic, we have to talk about where the Bulls are as a team. The Bulls have been stuck in a weird spot for the last couple of seasons. They've got some talent in DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and of course, Vucevic himself. But despite having a solid roster, the Bulls haven't been able to break through into the top tier of the Eastern Conference. Last season, they were competitive but couldn't push deep into the playoffs, and their current season doesn't look much different. Chicago is 8th in the East as of now, right on the playoff bubble but not in a position to challenge for the top spots. The team has shown flashes of potential, but they lack consistency, especially in terms of offensive flow and defensive identity. The front office knows this is the moment to make a decision. Do they double down and go all in with this roster, or do they start rebuilding around their younger pieces like LaVine and future draft picks? With the Bulls still in limbo, it makes sense that they're exploring trade options. They've been rumored to be shopping Nikola Vucevic in hopes of getting a better asset to build for the future or to improve the current roster. But here's the thing, Chicago reportedly wants a lot in return for Vucevic, and that's where things get interesting. So, what exactly are the Bulls asking for in a Vucevic trade? According to multiple reports, the Chicago Bulls are looking for a first-round pick and young players or rotational pieces in exchange for Vucevic. Now, if you ask me, that's a lot for a player who, yes, is a skilled big man, but also one whose contract is expiring at the end of this season. Let's break it down. Vucevic's contract is currently worth $20 million this season, and as of now, he's set to hit unrestricted free agency at the end of the year. That means any team trading for him would be taking on his salary, but there's a real risk he could leave for nothing if they don't manage to re-sign him in free agency. That's a pretty big gamble for a team, especially when you're giving up future assets like a first-round pick. But the Bulls are asking for a first-round pick, not just any pick, but one from a team that may be a contender, meaning that pick could be in the late teens or even the 20s. Additionally, they're reportedly seeking young players or solid rotation guys to help the team now or in the future. So, a trade involving Vucevic would likely be more than just a pick. It would also be a player who can contribute to their efforts immediately or help in a rebuild down the road. Now, this is where things get tricky. Are the Bulls asking too much for Nikola Vucevic? First off, let's look at the market for big men. The NBA is shifting more toward positionless basketball, where athletic wings and versatile forwards are dominating, and centers like Vucevic, while talented, don't carry the same trade value as they once did. We've seen plenty of trades for big men in the past, but more often than not, the value is lower than expected due to the changing landscape of the league. Take, for example, the Rudy Gobert trade last summer, where the Minnesota Timberwolves gave up a huge haul, including 4 first-round picks and a young player, to acquire the defensive-minded center. But Gobert is a much more elite defender than Vucevic. His value was based on his game-changing defense, something Vucevic doesn't quite offer at the same level. So, comparing that to what the Bulls are asking seems a bit far-fetched. Another example is Jusuf Nurkic, who the Portland Trail Blazers moved for a relatively low price in comparison to expectations. His contract wasn't expiring, but his value as a traditional center was limited. And as we saw in the market, traditional big men are now valued less because of the increasing importance of stretch fours, perimeter defense, and ball movement. It seems like the Bulls might be asking for more than the market will bear in this case. So, asking for a first-round pick and significant assets in return for a soon-to-be free agent with a less-than-elite defensive game. Well, that seems like the Bulls might be overvaluing Vucevic just a bit. Now, let's get into the fun part. What could a trade look like if the Bulls do find a taker? Who might actually be willing to meet that asking price? I've heard a few rumors floating around about potential suitors, so let's talk about some teams that could make sense. First up, we have the Los Angeles Lakers. With Anthony Davis's injury history and the Lakers looking to fortify their frontcourt depth, Vucevic could be a good fit, especially for a team in need of a versatile center who can space the floor. However, would the Lakers be willing to give up a first-round pick and young talent? Not sure. The Lakers have been reluctant to part with their future assets after the whole Anthony Davis trade, so this one seems a bit of a stretch. Next up, we have the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets are an interesting case. They have a solid roster of role players and emerging talents, but they lack that true, all-around center. Vucevic could offer the offense and experience they need to take the next step in the East. Brooklyn might be willing to deal a pick and a player to acquire him, but again, they're going to be cautious about overpaying for a rental player. But here's the wild card, the Phoenix Suns. The Suns could be a contender this season and might be looking for a more dynamic big man to pair with DeAndre Ayton. Vucevic would be a perfect fit for the Suns' offense, and they've got the depth to make a trade work without gutting their roster. If the Bulls could pry a young player or rotational piece along with a pick from Phoenix, this might be a deal worth exploring. Look, at the end of the day, it all comes down to value. While Vucevic is a skilled player, his value isn't necessarily reflected in his price tag, especially when he's an impending free agent. The Bulls are in a tricky spot. They need to rebuild, but overvaluing their assets could end up leaving them stuck with a player who walks for nothing at the end of the season. Let's not forget the NBA landscape right now. Teams are reluctant to part with significant future assets unless they're getting back a true game changer. And while Vucevic is a solid player, he's not that game changer. Asking for a first-round pick might be pushing it, and the Bulls might have to adjust their expectations if they want to actually get a deal done. So, Bulls fans, what do you think? Are the Bulls asking too much for Nikola Vucevic, or do you think they're justified in seeking a big return for a player of his caliber? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think a trade is imminent, or should the Bulls just ride it out and let Vucevic walk at the end of the season? Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and make sure you subscribe for more NBA trade rumors, analysis, and all things basketball. Catch you in the next one.